Now, supporters of former President Jacob Zuma are making their way to Nkandla, as you saw just a few minutes ago, to lend their support as the date for him to be incarcerated looms. Let's get some reaction now on Zuma's sentencing from UDM leader General Bantu Holomisa. General Holomisa, a very good afternoon to you. And what are your thoughts on what we're actually seeing happening outside and inside Nkandla at the moment?
Well, the courts of this country have said the last word on this matter. We should therefore... Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Do go on.
We should therefore leave this matter to the police as well as the Zuma family and indeed with Msholozi himself. What the Commissioner of Police in KwaZulu-Natal should do is to have a meeting with all those people, leaders of the people who are converging in Nkandla, and say, please, can you give Mr. Zuma and his family and lawyers a chance, as well as the law enforcement agencies, because this matter now is in their hands, to force Mr. Zuma to take a decision alone as to whether on tomorrow is going to go to report to the police. In the event that Mr. Zuma refuses to go, then the police would have to use their own rules and regulations by Monday. Let us not get involved into politics and use inflammatory language. It's not going to help us. Instead, we're looking like fools. So you may find that Mr. Zuma himself would like to consult his family and lawyers and handle this thing with care. If there is a need, for instance, for him to ask for pardon, he can report to police. There's nothing stopping him that in the following day he can apply to be pardoned on the grounds of that fact that is not well, and that's when the politics kicks in. But now we cannot be seen to be undermining the judiciary. I'm sorry.
General Holomisa, what do you think, knowing him as you do and you have in the past, what do you think he's going to do tomorrow?
Well, if I were him, if I were closer to him to advise him, I would say, Mr. President, your lawyers have already indicated that you were misunderstood by the court. But be that as it may, the perception outside there is that you have defied the courts. So you must first of all agree that you will go to jail, but you apologize to the nation, especially the fact that you were once a head of state. But for now, you ask all political parties, South Africans, to give you a pardon of some kind.
And what difference do you think it's going to make to any ordinary South African, whether he goes to jail or not, General Holomisa? Because at the end of the day, all these charges against him, what he is accused of taking from the country and its people, is not going to go back to the people. We're not going to see any of that money that he's allegedly pocketed through all of these alleged dodgy dealings. What difference is it going to make to anyone?
Well, unfortunately, you are moving too fast for South Africans. The Commission of Inquiry is still yet to pronounce on the monies which allegedly have been taken by Guptas on his permission and others. We want to know what is going to happen to the rest of that cabinet, which allowed the monies to go up. But now they are hiding behind Mr. Zuma. Let everything be open. What was the role of these ministers who approved the looting of the SOEs? Definitely it cannot be Zuma alone.
And I just spoke earlier to a brand specialist about brand ANC and how it has actually handled all of this. And he pointed out, yes, we are talking about two different ANCs, those who support the former president and those who are trying to get him to do what they think is the right thing in this case. And then you have Cyril Ramaphosa, president of the ANC and president of the country, who seems to be very quiet through all of this. What are your thoughts on the handling of this by the governing party, whichever half we might be talking about?
Unfortunately, from UTM's point of view, I don't expect the ANC to get involved after the ruling by the highest court of the land. Let the law enforcement agencies deal with this matter. Once you start sending people to go and talk to Zuma and so on, why they have not been talking to him all these years? So I have no sympathies for ANC, but they must allow the law enforcement agents to do their work unless the same police is politicized. Then I would give up then.